Good morning, sir.
I hope that all of you are keeping good health.
Yes, sir.
Right. Good, good, good. Very nice. See, examination, I think portal is open actually. So look at the auspicious day, time, etc., and affect the fees. Okay. So from yesterday, I wanted to develop a practice of going to a local temple from yesterday. No meaning in going to a far off temple without visiting a local temple. So that is the reason as why I started doing it. So let us just start with a new topic. Even though there were 3, 4 problems left over, we will take them up at the appropriate time. So when you find a slot is free, that point of time we will take up. Right. So the topic that we will be taking up will be calculus. As far as calculus topic is concerned, it will be easier for people who have done in higher secondary. I think so. We have it in only in higher secondary, not at 10th class. Is that right? So therefore, Sanjana, for you, it would be a little, what should I say, new. I will not say it is difficult. It is purely application of formula. I would tell you that calculus topic will be divided into two, as one as differentiation, and the exactly opposite, we put it out as integration. Correct? As how you can say analysis is one appropriate word to match with differentiation. For integration, it is synthesis or compound. Differentiation and integration are exact opposite. It is something like one cannot straightaway teach subtraction without addition. One cannot teach division without multiplication. That much dependence we have between the two. See, whenever you look at the institute study material, when they have given you the derivative or the bookwork of a formula, it conveys the completeness of the book, and that might cause an ambiguity or misunderstanding in the mind that they could just ask a bookwork under MCQ scenario. So first and foremost thing is that instead of concentrating on the derivative or the bookwork of a formula, firstly let us be familiar with the application of formula, so that first and foremost thing we have some amount of hands-on in the topic. Later on, when derivative is learned, it will be good. In fact, it would be appropriate to take a functions topic and then two derivatives. But I felt like when derivation is not a must to learn, therefore I am skipping it and instead of it taking up onto calculus. And to that, the order of learning should be firstly differentiation and followed with integration. So before I could tell something about differentiation, let me find out from children learned at higher secondary about differentiation. Now let me start with A for Aravind. So he is going to tell about his understanding on differentiation. Yes, Aravind, please start.
So like differentiation is like
You start with good morning.
yes. So good morning all. So differentiation is like I would say making a function which is given into simpler terms. So we were explained with the example of a cotton ball, where I would say differentiation is the process of making the cotton ball into a yarn. So it is like that what we were told with the same example which I just conveyed. So differentiation is like making the function which is given into a very simple term, or maybe making it into a simpler term. And integration is the opposite, like getting it back to the original form is integration.
Very nice. How about Shreya? Instead of saying the same, you have to convey it in your way of your understanding. Correct.
Uh, so good morning. So okay, so differentiation would be the simpler form of a function, whereas integration would be the combined or a compound structure for a function. That's how we can say.
Okay. Soumya, say good morning to all and then you start your understanding about what you think about differentiation. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning to all. Differentiation means, sir, process of finding derivative according to my perspective. Process of finding derivatives.
Process of finding derivative.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, I accept all your understanding as excellent, great, but I would like to put it through a normal understanding in this fashion. What is that? See, we have a graphical expression where there is an independent variable and a dependent variable. Independent variable and dependent variable. So the changes that are happening in independent variable is expected to have effect or no effect in dependent variable. Delta x, so it is something like this way. So when there is a change happening in delta x, what sort of impact it is causing on y axis, so that you put it out as delta y. Correct. So I had a bad, what should I say, dream. Very bad dream I had. It is all about where it was like earthquake. People would just understand that a bad dream is indicative of some bad likely to happen. So people tell like that. I will come back to this earthquake thing correlated to something else I watched. So, what is all about the philosophy of a bad dream? Philosophy of a bad dream is like this way. When you find in a classroom, there will always be good students and students like me, I consider as average only. Fun loving, playful, and not serious about life. There is nothing I commented about intelligence and hard work. Some people are very serious and some people are not very serious. Serious about things. The teacher would normally be coming heavily on people who are not very serious in the class. When a mistake is committed by two students, one being serious student committing a mistake and fun loving person committing a mistake, would mean the teacher will be expected to be impartial, but the teacher will be partial only. Yes or no? All of you. This is not on differentiation. A question is asked. So, what is it you expect? That teacher is expected to be partial or impartial? Expected to be impartial, but 99% invariably she will be partial only. Yes or no? What is your observation, Aravind? அப்படியே சொல்லுங்க.
Sir, whatever she does, it will be taken as impartial, but I think she will be partial.
Yes. How about Shreya?
So I'm just opposite of Aravind. Like at the age of being a student, we may find it partial, but I guess teachers do provide some justice, so they are impartial in a way.
How about Soumya?
Sir, all of my teachers are partial only.
All her teachers were partial. How about Sanjana?
Yes, partial.
Partial only. Say, I would consider Almighty also partial. My experience is that when I had been up to 5th standard, we were 13 students in the class, 1, 3. And there were 8 girls and 5 boys. The beating what the teacher would give us will be heavier, greater number of times than such treatment to girl students. Their teachers are female teachers. For a smallest ever mistake, she will grew into greater amount of angry, and all her anger, whether it was in office front or personal front, they will went out to that against us. Girls will normally be not getting that sort of beating or treatments. Generally, it was like that. In the school, what had happened, it was boys' school only. And good students, when they commit serious mistake also, she will consider it is okay. And that day, the punishment for overall class will be reduced. She will ensure that the good student is not having demoralizing effect. Almighty also weighs proportion of a person's debit balance and credit balance, the good deeds and the bad deeds, which will result in punya and papa. And I have just seen in my family, my dad having special attachment to my sister, the only daughter for my dad. And in the name called beating, he will beat her frock only. And for that, she will cry as if the world had just fallen. She will roll over and not, you have seen ROFL and all that, no? What is that ROFL? Rolling on the floor, laughing, but she will be doing rolling on the floor and crying. She will run here and run there, and she will try to bring neighbors' attention also. He would have beaten only the frock or whatever she was wearing. Nothing would have touched her skin. That will just give a lot of beating to us. So the philosophy there, let me tell you, when a person who had done a lot of good deeds and when he had done a bad, he should also be punished. So in front of others, justice should be provided. So he has to take the role of an impartial judge. What he does is that he will impose that sort of punishment only in the dreams. Therefore, bad dream that you get is a punishment that he is giving like that. So, okay. So instead of having a heavy punishment, I got a very namesake, very smaller punishment. So, in a way, bad dreams are good that God is giving you punishment. Okay, punishment over. It is like hitting the frog and not touching the screen, that is skin. Like, so God is that way, is passing on the judgment. I will not say that we can take advantage like that. See, anyway, he had just given. What was the background of this? I was just only thinking why this all of a sudden this sort of thing had just come. Is that yesterday I've just seen a new movie in Prime, Amazon Prime, Malayan Kunju. Fahad Fasil, last 20-25 minutes will be of landslide. He would be sleeping or he'll be doing work. Suddenly some entire place will just get occupied by, when it was raining heavily, it will be, say, what it really happened in one of those districts, Udiki district. And he will have a grudge on the neighbor's child, which will always be crying. And the neighbor will be of low caste, and his sister will get married to that particular family. And after delivery of the baby, and the baby will always be crying when he is sleeping. He will protest. For all that, he will be doing some work and all that. He will not be liking somebody disturbing him. He's a little impatient guy, doing some odd jobs, electronic repairing and all that. And during the landslide, all family members cannot be traced. Himself and that child will be survivor. That is the end of that particular movie. All through the movie, he'll be shown as an impatient electronics engineer doing some repairing activity on electronic stuff, which was very nicely displayed by, acted by Fahad Fasil. And that influence I had during the dreams, and it was like a earthquake. And what sort of relevance that has got to this differentiation, sir? Could be a question. So let me tell you that our earth, which is having lot of plates. So if there is a change in the plate, if there is a change in the x-axis, it will rattle your y-axis items, if the change is likely to be heavier, this change is likely to be heavier. In some regions, it will not be that heavier. In some regions, it will be heavier. So, normally they measure the earthquake as in Richter scale. Anything above 6 would mean it is going to cause heavy damage. Remember when we had the experience of a little sort of earthquake in Chennai. It was on a Sunday when tsunami struck. No, I remember it was in the early morning. Huh? Hmm. No, no. See, what I'm trying to say is that on that particular day, I just got up at about 6:10. I was expected to be there at Bangalore, but that particular program was not there. It got postponed to the next week. I was just seated. I think it could be a summer time. I don't remember exactly when there was not much of a water, and the government had just brought some drilling machine to drill just some 100 meters away from our house there at Rajanagan Street. And when he started drilling, people just came out, please stop this drilling. We are getting the vibration in our house is what all the people came. Little they realized that it was earthquake only had resulted. So cause and effect, they were not in a position to identify properly. So we are all under the belief that the shaking had happened because of the drilling. After 5 minutes, when there were a lot of television news saying that we had the earthquake, only then we realized. I experienced that. I was just seated in a smaller stool, which we call it out as a elephant stool. See, my dad used to just call by that sort of name. Please bring that elephant stool is what he will be telling. It will be 1 foot height only. In circus and all that, you find there will be a small stool where the elephant will stand not in one leg. All the four will be kept there. Therefore, it is called as elephant stool. It is not made out of any part of elephant, but in that I was just keeping both the legs. In the early morning, I was just putting both my legs and I was just making a small swinging. So I was about to have my brushing and I was just waiting for something else. So that point of time, we could understand that Richter scale was on the lower side only. We are fortunate, and even in Bangalore also they were experiencing. And after a few hours, there were incursions of these waves up to some 200 meters into marina, and in various places it affected. So the point which I want to tell you through this experience is this delta X causing impact on Y. That you put it out as delta Y divided by delta X. dy divided by dx. So D stands for delta. D stands for delta. So it is something like delta Y divided by delta X. So changes happening in independent variable as what sort of impact it is causing on dependent variable is what we study in differentiation. Correct? This is what I have understood when I was a student about dy by dx. My teacher never told anything about anything else, earthquake and all that he did not tell. Independent variable, dependent variable. If you make changes in dependent variable, it is likely to cause impact on dependent variable. Independent variable, That is, he said it is not the reverse. It is going to be the opposite, one way only. Changes happening in X will have impact on Y. That is the reason as why you have like this. And in integration, he was just telling it is the reverse of the above. Then we were understanding that, oh, changes happening in Y having impact on X. Actually, it is not so. But anyway, let us just understand. This is what in simple I would say. It is a sort of a study, or which you can call it out as sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis. What do you mean by sensitivity analysis? Any idea about what you understand from sensitivity analysis? Huh? How much? Good. Then
So can we say like how much the dependent variable is sensitive due to a change in the independent variable?
yes, very nice. Good. So sensitivity analysis in general, you can say as what is the next thing that you find in it? Cause and effect study. Simple. So this is what in Sanatana Dharmam we call it out as what? Karma theory. Karma theory. Cause and effect. Good deeds will produce good things to you. Bad things that you do will result in sin. Correct? So Punya Pava, understanding only we have got to do. See, in differentiation, generally we have trigonometry, but trigonometry we don't have it in our syllabus. So therefore, differentiation is applicable only for a limited area, and it is not extending beyond the limited area. What are the limited areas? You have linear and quadratic equation in which you will have this application. You will have it in exponential and logarithmic functions, and that's it. We don't have much of an application of this differentiation and integration beyond this place. So people might ask this question, sir, what is the relevance of this particular topic in our study of commerce? So let me tell you, it will have a very great impact on our study of economics or any finance study. Cause and effect study. What is that? If I make change in the selling price, what sort of impact is likely to cause on the quantity? The reverse will not be the case. So changes made in price, what sort of impact it will cause on your quantity? Correct? Which one is independent? Price is independent. Dependent is quantity. Are you understanding? So it will have its impact, and I will show you the application of differentiation in our commerce. That is what I say that is the hallmark of our discussion done by a chartered accountant. So MSc, PhD people may not be in a position to have good vision on the finance side. Say in areas like how much quantity you got to keep at all points of time in your production line, for which differentiation is being used. If I keep greater quantity, I will end up with lot of money spent on storage cost. And when I keep greater quantity, there is going to be likely to be lot of wastages. Efficiency of the raw material will be dropping down. These are the disadvantages that you have. When I keep lesser quantity, I got to buy frequently, and it will result in another cost, that being our ordering cost or purchase cost will go. So we are expected to balance between the holding cost and the purchase cost. This is what we call as economic order quantity. I do not know as whether you people have studied economic order quantity in your higher secondary. So what is the quantity that you got to order for which differentiation will be used? What should be the price that you should fix so that our profit is at maximum? Differentiation is being used. So please study this differentiation with an eye on application on finance, and do not consider this as simply application of formula. Though I will start with application of formula here. So special consideration I will be giving for Sanjana, because at 10th class she would not have had introduction. Let me just check up. Do you know anything about differentiation, Sanjana?
No, sir.
No. So therefore, what experience I had when I was just seeing differentiation for the first time in my life, that sort of experience is what she will be getting. So that experience I know. Our mathematics teacher was a little faster on to that. So when I came prepared for the next class with the formula and a few more times, then I could just settle well in differentiation class. So therefore, Sanjana, you need to have a little extra practice than others. Say now,
Okay, sir.
I would just put it this way, formula. So where everything will be taken up as y equal to x to the power n. So one thing you need to understand, on the left hand side you will have y, and on the right hand side you will have x, either as base or in index. Somewhere on the right hand side you will be having what? X. Are you understanding, all of you? So I do not know as whether your higher secondary teachers have just communicated the introduction and how the problem will be formed. I do not know as whether they have conveyed the property as how the problem will look like. So generally I've just seen mathematics teacher, normally they will go apply formula, tuck, problem solving, and I'm not blaming them. So that is the way, because they got to finish the topic. Not much of an application they would tell. This is the formula, this is the application. That's it. All of you closely follow. So this is the original equation. dy by dx delta y by delta x equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. Say, when I started taking class on differentiation, what I normally tell people is that the one at the top will come to the base. So if a person who is there, if n number of persons were to be there in the first floor, if that person is coming to the base, how many people will be there at the top now? How many numbers you had previously, minus 1 will be the case. Am I right? Sanjana, are you clear about this? For whatever I'm just telling out,
Yes, sir.
tell me, if there were to be 10 people there in the first floor, if one person had just come down, how many number of people you will be having in the one less in the first floor? But that n in this particular case is not 1. The example what I given is 1, but n will be coming out here. N minus 1 will go at the top. Is that clear? So
Yes, sir.
because I remember when students were just not knowing us how to apply, I used to bring out some matching item, not exactly 100% matching, just for the sake of application. Y is equal to e to the power of ax. I told you that on the right hand side, either it will be in the base or it will be in the index. Did I not tell you that? dy by dx equal to a into e to the power of ax. Correct? 3. Then y is equal to log x. Y is equal to log x. Dy by dx equal to 1 by x. 4. Y is equal to a to the power of x. I told you that on the right hand side, either it will be in the base or in the index. Dy by dx equal to a to the power of x into log EA. Log to the base EA. Correct? 5. Y is equal to C. Dy by dx equal to 0 because on the right hand side you are not having any x. C is referred to as constant. Right. Correct? There is no variable x other than x. All are constant. See, since x is not there, dy by dx equal to 0. Have you made note?
Yes, sir.
How to operate? What do you mean by how to operate? Correct. Say, when you start working out or when you start speaking, even in a group like in an online class, what is that? Firstly, we should tell the other person over online. Firstly, you have to start with a good morning and then do. It's not that only when you are asked to come here, you need to do that. See, normally a day beginning, we just normally wish. That is the way we normally go about. Say the place where I did my articleship, our boss will never tell good morning. And we have developed the practice of not telling good morning. So it was all jerk for me from school, college to CA office. And the first day of my articleship, they gave me odd jobs only. A paper was given to me and they said, please put it in the file. I kept the paper into the file and kept. The person said, what did you do? You asked me to keep that in the file. I kept it and how do you find the file? Already some papers are filed. What is that you have done? You asked me to put the papers. Therefore, I have kept the paper. No, no. When I say put the papers into the file, what is that you should do? In the file, you got to punch and then keep the paper in that particular file is what he said. Sir, that is the way you did not tell. You told to keep. So always, when we are new to a particular place, the other person may not like us because we will be raw. And they will have one practice. We will not know that practice. It will take some time. Correct? Then the person will be asking, new person will be asking, where is pen? This is your office. You should only search. It is there. You should know where the pad is. Correct? It is your office. You should know. Where is stapler? Stapler is there. You should know. Correct? Okay, I'm just bringing out what has happened in our classroom. We should know how to do, because these are all my experience. What I did is that paper I have punched it randomly and filed in the file, and the paper was outsmarting the file size. The partner was just looking at me and he was growing anger. What did you do? Sir, you asked me to file. The paper should be of lesser than the size of the file, but you just find the paper is going beyond the file size. You are wearing banian. If banian were to go out of the size of your shirt, how will it look like? What will you do? Is what he asked. No problem, sir. What I will do is that I will insert my banian into the shirt. How is that you will do in this? So I folded the paper and kept it into the file. Then I want to see the paper. So from the folding, I got to open and all that. That is not the way you should do. Okay. Then he took the paper out, and that paper was done exactly like this. I remember first day of learning. He had put the paper like this way. He had taken the two sides to one place, and the middle one, he was just making it as, marking it out as middle. In the punching machine, you will have the middle mark. Against that, you got to keep exactly middle and punch it. So that means your paper will have the punching space exactly matching with that of your file, and paper will not go out of the file. I have learned. And that particular boss was just telling, good morning, good evening is not very important. Working is very important, is what he said. What is that? Your sincerity in the job is very important. Cleanliness is very important. Timeliness is very important. Everything he was just telling, A to Z, he was just telling important. Nothing he left. So I had a lot of fears. Will I be in a position to do? I was basically a very raw person. I came 15 minutes earlier. And the office manager was scolding me. Why did you come 15 minutes earlier? Ennaiyya pandrathu? Sir, is there any problem? 10 o'clock means you have to come by 10 o'clock. Why you are coming early? Oh, wrong place I joined tomorrow. He is ragging me. Simply for nothing, he is scolding me. And those days, pencil was used rather than onto pen. Why? Because there are a lot of changes that we will be making on the figures. So therefore, pencil will be used. So I took office pencil, office sharpener I've used, and as how we used to do in the school, I just put that on the floor. Today you don't have. Today you have sharpeners which will collect all the pencil particles and you can put it through. No, I was just doing it in the classroom like update potta. Then the person said, "What is that you have done?" I said, "Cleanliness is very important." Sorry, sir. How you got to do? He just took another new pencil, demonstrated to me, took the dustbin, kept it there, and rolled it and collected it. This is the way you got to do. So I felt it's all very simple. I did not learn. And one day I took and I was just watching what others are doing. And next day onwards, I was feeling very comfortable. When the new person came, then the responsibility of educating him was given to me. I told this is the way you got to do. How to operate, that is the style. Are you understanding? How to operate is only that style. See, then I felt that place was heaven. Our boss, see, whenever I'm just telling, I feel really very happy with that firm. I learned a lot. Today, whatever a little I'm practicing, it is only from that sir. But first few days, it was hell for me because a lot of times I got beatings. A lot of times. That means I was raw. So a raw gold or a raw diamond will automatically be cut to sizes. And when jewelry is to be made, it will be put into fire and it will be hit. No, the gold cannot cry. Oh, I am put to fire, I am being hit and all that. It is only for our goodness. So how to operate, how to behave. So what had happened is that I had a problem when I was into my industrial training. I was getting into the lift when general manager also got into the lift. Even before I could say good morning, he offered good morning. Then I just followed. Then he asked, when did you join? Where did you had your articleship? And all that he was just asking. Then he told the thing. So when you see somebody, you should only be putting firstly, good morning. Don't expect others to tell, sir. Whatever I've learned in that particular form was discontinued. And wherever we just meet, always say firstly, good morning, and then start your work. So in other places, we just say namaskaram and we start again. We tell and then do. So at home, you just don't do because it's more of informal way of doing things. So how to operate is only the behavior pattern. What is that you should do first? So when the functions are, when you have x, x, you have on the right hand side, you both have it in the numerator and the denominator. Which one should be taken first? And which one will be held constant? Which one will be differentiated? So that is what we are going to do in the case of how to operate. Now you see y is equal to, this is not formula, this is how to operate. Y is equal to k into x. So dy by dx is equal to k into, here we will understand that x is to the power of 1. So 1 into x to the power of 0, but anything to the power of 0 is 1. So therefore it is k into 1 into 1, and we will not be reporting every time like this. So first time I am telling you. So whenever you see y is equal to kx, dy by dx is equal to k. Correct? All of you say yes or no. Are you understanding it? Right. Next.
Yes, sir.
Y is equal to k into x to the power n. Dy by dx equal to k into n into x to the power n minus 1. That k will continue to be the same. No change to that. Differentiation is only for this aspect, and this we have already done it with the application of formula. Am I right? Then y is equal to ax into bx. Please do not understand that ax into bx is not abx squared. It is not like that. So it is not like that. One may be log x. Another one could be x to the power of 4. It could be like that. So it is not about ab x to the power 2. It is not like that. There are two variables where you cannot multiply as you see, where they are in different platform. This x is traveling. So product as how it is to be done is, product rule is what we have got to use exactly. So the first thing is that I will take this as A and this as big B. So what we do is that AX we will keep firstly. Then we will differentiate. Bx will become B. Am I right? Plus what we do is that Bx will be kept constant like, and we will bring out for differentiation of A. Are you understanding, all of you? So it is not to be misunderstood as ABX and this being ABX and this being 2ABX. Don't bring that sort of thing. We are trying to tell the order of doing things. So I was just referring on the other day that A should be the first speaker and B should be always following. And I've given you an example. What is an example? Narendra Modi is going to speak. He is the first person. A. What is that you will be telling? Huh? Bhai Behno. What is it? Bhai Behno. Brothers and sisters. Behno Bhai is what not communicated. Am I right? Bhai Behno. அப்படி சொல்லிட்டேனா? நான் நீ சொல்லும்போது அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் அப்படி சொல்லிட்டேன். பாய் பெகனோ தான் சொல்லுவோம். பெகனோ பாயின்னு சொல்றது இல்ல. So you please just understand one important thing is that you cannot convey one language expression to another language same way. Because language has its own plus and minus. But I would just say most of the sayings in Tamil, you just find we have it in Malayalam. See, how I knew, no? See, there was one of my assistants by name Gopan Menon was there. He's no more. So this Gopan Menon used to tell, Sir Cheta, whatever you tell, we have it in Malayalam is what he will communicate. How come no? See, he used to come and assist me in the office when I was taking C Institute class. So I was just telling him, Nani Katapaya. I was just telling, Nani Katapaya. Cheta, what did you tell? See, he is not having the faith. He is unfaithful. Is what I said. So same word we use. Nanni illada. Nanni is what he was just telling. Nanni, நாம என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? நன்னி கெட்ட பையன். அதை சொல்லும்போது நன்றி கெட்ட அப்படி சொல்லுற. நன்னி கெட்ட பசங்க. See, when you talk like that. அதே மாதிரியே பேசுவான் அவன். நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? வெக்கக்கேடு அப்படி சொல்லுவான். அவன் வந்து நாணக்கேடுன்னுவான். நாணம் வந்து பியூர் தமிழ்ல வர வேர்டு. நாணக்கேடு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவான். ரொம்ப இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய அழற குழந்தை தான் பால் குடிக்கும். So crying baby will get milk. You put it in Tamil, that's looking very good, no? another அழற குழந்தை தான் பால் குடிக்கும்னு சொல்லுவோம். அது அப்படியே இருக்கு. Let us just ask Sanjana.
Sir, കരയുന്ന കുഞ്ഞേ പാല് ചോദിക്കുള്ളൂ.
കരയും കുഞ്ഞേ പാൽ കിട്ടുമാ? Say you know, like certain things you cannot translate. Majority of the things when you find a neighboring language is having, it is because of the influence of the other language. So, but you cannot just like that add this. That's a point I want to tell. Okay. The next division rule. What is the division? y is equal to ax divided by bx, people might just say xx getting cancelled. It is not like that. A different platform on which x is placed. And how do you take up firstly? So the 1 in the denominator should firstly be retained and that should be taken with a square. Correct? So first and foremost thing that you do is that what you see in the denominator, you write on the right hand side with square sign. Then what you do in the numerator, firstly, you hold the denominator constant. Correct? Correct? Into the numerator that you differentiate, a minus, you keep ax as constant and differentiate denominator, b. That's it. And these are the basic things that you should remember and we will apply it in the problems. Okay. So two things that you should remember, derivation is not required. Formula is what you got to remember. Two, how do we operate? That is very important. These are the two things that you should remember and we will start operating it. Shall we proceed? This session is going to be, it is going to be definitely be slower than what we normally do. For a simple reason is that there is one person who would not have just studied this even in 10th class. So there will always be some solace we will be getting for equations. Somewhere we would have studied there. Arithmetic progression also we could have had some amount of introduction at our 10th standard. So the derivation and all that I'm just skipping. So we would like to take up example which is there in page number 8.6. I will just share that. This is what you have. Say they call fx derivative of the function f dash x. Please just don't worry about all that technical notations. Straight away we are into solving the problem. Okay. This is the problem that we have taken up for expression. I have studied this in my +2. Now let me just take up this first one. A, y is equal to 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Dy by dx is equal to, all of you closely follow this 3 and the 2. We will take it up as 3 into 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1 plus 5 into 1 minus 0 because it is constant. So we will rewrite this as 6 x to the power 1 plus 5. This we will put it over as 6x plus 5. Am I right? Sanjana, are you following?
Yes, sir.
If you find Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Power gone, my dear. So it will be like that. So example, yes, y is equal to 3x squared
Sir, the screen.
plus screen. Have you seen that movie, Malayan Kunja?
No, sir.
Okay, don't see that.
Okay, sir.
See, there is no fun, there is no, what should I say, interesting thing. For a tragedy, but he lost all his family members, and that baby which disturbed his sleep, that survived, and he started having affection towards the child. Mm. So dy by dx is equal to 3 into 2 into x to the power of 1 plus 5 into x to the power of 0, of course multiplied by 1, then minus 0. So it is 6x plus 5 is what we will get as the answer. Am I right? 6x plus 5. This is A. B, where it is y is equal to a to the power of x plus x to the power of a plus a to the power of a. So always remember that one which has got no association with x will be termed as constant. When you put dy by dx is going to be 0 only. Correct? So a to the power of x, what is the formula for a to the power of x? A to the power of x equal to a to the power of x log a plus what is that you would be taking up x to the power of a into x to the power of a minus 1. Correct? So from where we are just getting this, here is the formula that we have. This is the formula that we have used. Correct? Are you understanding, Sanjana?
Yes, sir.
That's it. Are you following? Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Right. Good. See, y is equal to 1 by 3 x to the power of 3 minus 5x squared plus 6x minus 2 log x plus 3. So always our mind will run for that constant to get eliminated. Just do not worry about that. So now dy by dx equal to, I consider this 1 by 3 as constant, 1 by 3 into x to the power 3, we will make it out as 3 into x to the power of 2 minus 10x. How do you get? Minus 5 into x to the power of 1 plus 6. Then minus 2 log x is going to be 1x. So 3 getting cancelled. X squared minus 5x minus 2 into or minus 2 divided by x plus 6. Please check it up. Sorry. Here, I have just committed the mistake. Minus 5 into 2. So therefore, it is 10x. 10x minus 2 by x plus 6. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, during the power resumption, the camera was not properly placed. You just tell if it is not properly focused. When we record it, it will not be looking nice. I will be sitting in corner and majority of the space, something else it will be focusing. So please let me know in case you find any difficult things. So y is equal to ex log x. So this is what I was just referring about ax into bx and all that. Remember, it is not, I was just referring about abx squared. It is not like that. So when you have different functions, exponential 1, e to the power of x and log x, how the same has got to be handled. So this is what I was just referring about. This is a and this is b. Firstly, take up a and differentiate b and keep b as constant and differentiate a. This is the rule, product rule. dy by dx equal to e to the power of x into log x, which is equal to 1 by x, then plus log x. And what is the formula for ex? So a is a constant along with x that should come in the bottom, that is in the base. So here e to the power of 1x. So therefore it is 1 into e to the power of x. So therefore you don't have to really worry about that. It is going to be ex e to the power of x divided by x plus ex log x. Correct? So you can take up e to the power of x as constant 1 by x plus log x. So in fact, it is yes, correct. They have just done it like this way. E to the power of x 1 plus x log x. And this they have made it out as e to the power of x divided by x. It is only the presentation into 1 plus x log x. This is the way they have made a presentation. Okay. Say they have made further improvements to it. So at this stage itself, it is over. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
E. E is y is equal to 2 to the power of x into x to the power of 5. dy by dx equal to, just look into the formula and then apply. No urgency at all. A to the power of x equal to a to the power of x log a, log to that particular base. And you got to use product rule also. 2x into 5 into x to the power of 4 plus x to the power of 5 into 2 to the power of x into log 2. So this you can put it out as 2 to the power of x as constant, and you can make it out as 5x to the power 4, or you can put it into x to the power of 4. 5x, sorry, 5 plus x into log 2. Okay, please just confirm that it is right. Arvind and Shreya. Hmm? Yes. So our institute had just developed it at this stage, and we have made improvement to this level. F y is equal to x to the power of 2 divided by e to the power of x. Dy by dx equal to, so division rule, e x to the power of 2, where e to the power of x into, now we have to differentiate the numerator. It is 2x minus x to the power of 2 into, what is the result for differentiating e to the power of x? Look into the formula list. We have just got it. It is the same. So therefore you can put it this way: e to the power of x into, or x into 2 minus x divided by e to the power of x squared. So what you can do is that this and this you can knock it off. You can make it out as x into 2 minus x, the whole divided by e to the power of x. Please just check it up as whether it is understandable and acceptable. Sanjana, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. E of g. G is y is equal to e to the power of x divided by log x. Dy by dx equal to log x to the power 2, where it is log x into differentiating e to the power of x is e to the power of x minus e to the power of x into log x. When you take up, it is 1 by x. This is what we call it out as a quotient rule. Now it is e to the power of x being constant, and it is log x minus 1 by x divided by log x to the power 2. This you can refine it also. How it can be refined? Ex into x log x minus 1, the whole divided by x, and the whole is divided by log x to the whole square. This can further be improved, like Ex into x log x minus 1, the whole divided by x into log x the whole square. Correct? So the final answer may be different a little based on the amount of refinement you carry out in the final presentation. That's it. Excepting that, I find that there will be no difference at all. It will be very easy to operate. Shall we proceed to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Next, h. Y is equal to 2 to the power of x into log x. What is that you have if it were to be a to the power of x? So this is a, this is b. dy by dx equal to first one, you retain the first function a, differentiate the second one. Log x is equal to 1 by x plus log x into, here it is 2x log 2. Is that right? 2 to the power of x, that is a to the power of x equal to ax log a. Sorry, this one is not 2x, 2 to the power of x. Correct? So 2 to the power of x into 1 by x plus 2 log. It's what you just get. One moment, I will just check it up. Whether I've just done it right, I will just check up. See, these two are different. This is log x and that being log 2. Correct? So 2x into 1 by x plus log x log 2. Correct? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, I. There is very little chance of going wrong if your application is perfect. So y is equal to 2x divided by 3x to the power 3 plus 7. Say quotient rule that we have dy by dx. What I do is that in the denominator, whatever we have, we have got to take up that value, but square it up. Then 3x to the power 3 plus 7 into you differentiate the numerator, which is 2, minus 2x. And now you start differentiating your denominator. So 3 into 3 x to the power 2. And this is going to be 0 only for 7. So this you can make it out easy, where it is going to be 6 x to the power 3 plus 14 minus. So all these constants, when I multiply, it is 6 into 3, 18. 18x cube the whole divided by 3x cube plus 7 the whole squared. So it comes to minus 12x cube plus 14 divided by 3x cube plus 7 the whole squared. This we can make it out as 14 minus 12x cube divided by 3x cube plus 7 the whole squared. This also we can put it this way, 2 into 7 minus 2 into 6 to the power, 6x to the power 3 divided by 3x cube plus 7 the whole squared. So we can take 2 common and it is 7 minus 6x cube the whole divided by 3x cube plus 7 the whole squared. Is that right? Are you understanding it?
Yes, sir.
Say now, I would like to take up now something about application of first order of differentiation and the second order of differentiation to show as how it has got application in finance. I will just go a little away from the flow. All of you closely follow. This is very important. So those who are just trying out in a different speed and order, please come. See, we understand that how much is the quantity that we are going to order will be a factor to be decided. So we call that overall cost of material, we can put it into two. One, the direct cost. The other one is indirect cost. Correct? What is that? There are two types of cost in material you have. One is direct cost, the other one being indirect cost. Direct cost is the sum that you pay to supplier. Pay to supplier. Indirect cost you incur. There are two types of cost associated with that. One is ordering cost, the other one is carrying cost. Say in your trial balance, they are hidden elsewhere. If you increase the quantity of buying or reduce the cost of buying, that will trigger the expenditure to go up or come down. Correct? What do you mean by ordering cost? It is not like go to a provision shop and buy. It is not the one that you think for your domestic needs, you buy just like that. In industrial use, there will be vagaries of production, there will be vagaries of supplies, and there are many factors that we decide upon the supply chain. Some of the products are available only during a particular season. You got to buy and stock it. Correct? See, where mangoes will be having its own season, you cannot get on all 12 months. When I say this, immediately people say, sir, in the month of non-season month also I have got it. Okay, exceptions are always there. So you will not be getting that mass number. Maybe here and there, or maybe in some country it would have been a different season. You would have got it and they would have imported it. No problem at all. So ordering cost would mean what are all that will go into ordering cost. So it is not that easy as we normally think, where a company is dealing with many raw materials to produce, say, a few finished products. There are a lot of raw materials you have to buy at various quantities at various points of time. Correct? And globally, you got to find the cheapest supplier. And I got to put out a tender. And based on that, they will be willing to supply at the lowest price. And there is going to be a committee that will decide. So there are a lot of administration costs that is involved. So that will come into in your administration expenditure, but it is hidden. What are all the carrying costs that you have? Carrying cost would mean it is not the godown in which you store will be the only representative of the carrying cost. If I buy raw material when it is available the cheapest, money is getting locked up with that raw material. And because of that, my money flow is getting affected for other expenditure for which I got to borrow and pay interest out of that borrowing. So indirectly, the interest that you pay is only on account of you desiring to stock the material and money is locked up. So you may not know why you pay interest, but you are paying interest because of excessive purchases because you have decided to buy because material is available the cheapest at that particular season. Correct? So there are a lot of factors that you find as why ordering cost and carrying cost will be. That is why carrying cost and ordering cost will behave in a very unique way. So when x-axis is going to be the quantity that you order, there is going to be one cost that will move as the quantity is increasing. That is, one cost will be coming down when the quantity that each time that you buy is increased. Another one is that you just find another cost is going up when quantity is increasing. So all of you closely follow. This x-axis is nothing but the quantity that you increase. Every time that I buy increased quantity, one cost will come down, another cost will go up. Which cost will go up and which cost will come down between the two as ordering cost and carrying cost. As you increase the quantity each time that you buy, that means when I increase my quantity each time, the frequency of buying will come down, isn't it? Increase quantity that you buy each time, the number of times that you buy will come down. Say, for example, a month we are taking up, say, 25 kilograms bag of rice. So the shopkeeper is telling that this time it is bountiful harvest. I am stocking so much. I will offer 45 rupees kilogram rice at 30 rupees only. But minimum quantity 75 kilograms you got to buy. That means instead of going to his shop every month, I will go once in 3 months only because I have increased my quantity. 75 kilograms I have stocked. Correct. When I increase the quantity, number of times I order will come down. So when I increase the quantity where x-axis is moving towards right hand side and my ordering cost will be coming down. Am I right? Say yes or no? Say when I'm increasing the quantity, what will happen? My money is locked up. I have to occupy a greater space than before. My carrying cost will go up. Correct? So as a businessman, I don't want my cost to swell. But the behavior pattern of these two is like that. The behavior pattern of these two is like that. So the intersecting point is what I consider as where my ordering cost and carrying cost, when it is intersecting, my overall cost, when I take up these two, this is overall cost. So the lowest point I hit at this particular level is what we call it out as what? Economic order quantity. EOQ is what we call economic order quantity. The formula is 2AB by C. What is that? 2AB by C. What is A? A stands for annual purchases. B stands for ordering cost per order. That is buying cost. And C stands for carrying cost. Correct? Don't make any note. Just watch out. I will give you time for copying. Please just don't make any note. Right now, you just watch out. At EOQ, ordering cost equal to carrying cost. Am I right? Intersecting point. Intersection. Correct? My ordering cost, how do you arrive at ordering cost? My annual requirement divided by quantity will tell upon my number of times that I buy. That is what I told you, no? See, if I am increasing the quantity for 3 months, number of times that I buy, instead of 12, it will become 4. So A divided by Q into B. B stands for buying cost per time that I order. Then carrying cost is quantity divided by 2. What do you mean by quantity divided by 2? Why should I do by dividing it by 2? See, when I am buying 75 kilograms, I just don't keep 75 kilograms for 3 months at the same level. What I do is that I will take a small quantity of rice for my today's cooking. What is my level? My total level will be dropping to the extent of consumption that I'm making. Next day, I'm consuming same quantity. So 2 days quantity is coming down. By the third month end, it will reach 0 position. Am I right? Slowly, slowly, I am consuming. Like Indian way of telling. கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா சாப்பிடுறோம். Correct? Are you understanding? So what quantity you carry? Can you say entire Q you are carrying throughout the 3 months period? No. So we all know average inventory formula as opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. Am I right? Average inventory formula is opening plus closing divided by 2. Even in arithmetic mean also you do have A plus B divided by 2. So now you find that is also linked. Which one is linked? Arithmetic progression is also linked. So at the time when I bought it was Q. At the time when I'm just closing it is 0. So opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2 is Q2. Q by 2. Correct? So into carrying cost per unit per annum. So what I do is that I will have to find out what is Q. What I do is that Q and all, Q I will bring it to one position. Q squared is equal to 2AB by C. Correct? So Q is equal to square root of 2AB by C. Correct? Now, this is simple, straightforward. Now, the same Q is equal to square root of 2AB by C, we will prove through differentiation. People might just say, sir, you can touch your nose like this way. Why you are trying to coil your hand and touch your nose? Correct? See, in good olden days, when a child is to be admitted in the school, I told you, what is that they will be checking? They will be asking the child to touch by right hand the left ears or left ear. So this is the way the child is expected to touch. So then people will be asking, why not you try the opposite? Yes, you can try. So the child, even if it were to be 5 years old, when it is not in a position to touch it, they will not admit. If a child is 2 years old, able to touch, they will admit. Huh? Yes, very much a science. See, all that Indian practices are always having science. Say, when you go to temple, they give tulasi. What is that our elders used to do, or we are expected to do? Why elders? I am also elder there. What is that? They keep it in the where? Yes. Why? Because they it is like carpenter keeping one pin. There is pencil there in this years, the gap of the year? Is it because of that? No, there is a scientific reason that you have. If you want those reasons, please let me know. I will put it in a group, I will send you because I'm getting it. I wanted the next generation to get. There are a lot of scientific practices that you have. Scientific practices that you have. So please just understand, it is not coiling and all that. I'm trying to tell that differentiation is trying to bring out the same result. Now I will be showing you. So you will have confidence about us why we have got to study. So what people fail to tell about the connection, to a very great extent, I would say that I'm just doing, because when I've learned this subject, I've learned it like that. I felt that these items included in the syllabus has got good amount of impact at intermediate and final. Right? Even in accounting, branch accounting at intermediate, we used to tell, there you say stock, data system, stock and data system. Data system, we call it out as integration. Stock and data system, we call it out as differentiation. So without differentiation, you cannot go to integration. Without multiplication, you don't go to division. Without addition, you don't go to subtraction. Likewise, the learning pattern is like that. Now, how I'm going to take up material cost is equal to direct cost plus ordering cost plus carrying cost. Am I right? Yes or no? So material cost is equal to direct cost. Whatever sum that you pay to the supplier will not go up or will not come down depending upon the quantity that you are buying each time. Correct? So your ordering cost is going to be A divided by Q into B. Correct? Plus Q divided by 2 into C. So this becomes constant because we have already decided that this much money that I got to pay. Are you understanding? So the quantity that we are going to decide, dq sorry dc divided by, see, I will put this as cost, correct? Because this is constant. Change in the cost, d cost divided by dq, because I'm making change in the quantity. This will become 0 because it is constant. Now, what will happen to my AB? AB is going to be constant. My Q is there in the denominator. So Q, I will write it out as Q to the power of -1 AB plus Q by 2 into C. See, firstly, I should write it like that. Cost. Am I right? Yes or no? So D cost divided by DQ. When I change my quantity of buying, what sort of impact it is causing on, there is cost on my cost. This is going to be 0. This is going to be -1 Q to the power of -2 AB plus C by 2, because Q to the power of 1. So therefore Q to the power of 0 it will become. Am I right? Sanjana, are you following?
Yes, sir.
So minus AB divided by Q squared plus C by 2. Am I right? Do you agree with me?
Yes,
Sanjana?
sir.
Okay. So even in the case of differentiation that you make, it is not one-time differentiation. Second-time differentiation will enable us to find out as whether the original function is towards maximizing or minimizing. So maxima minima is what we call d squared cost divided by dq squared. The same rule is what we will be adopting. What rule we have adopted for differentiation in the first order first time? Same thing we will be doing it in the second order. So this I will take it up as a function. So this becomes 0 because it becomes constant. So this I could have conveyed it as minus AB into q to the power of minus 2. Correct? Yeah. C by 2. Am I right? So when I'm just doing it for the second time, this differentiation, this minus and this minus will become positive. AB divided by q to the power of minus 3 plus 0. This will become, yeah, yeah. That will become 2. You are right. 2AB by q cube plus 0. It will become. Now, can you say that the result is positive or negative? It is positive. There is no negative sign. There is no negative sign associated with that. Let me complete. So there is no negative associated with the result. So therefore, I consider a non-negative thing could be taken up as positive. So positive results are going for minima. There is one particular area which I am telling you now itself minima. So whether the second order of differentiation is resulting in minimum or maximum, the first order of the differentiation will always be equivalent to 0. So therefore, from here I am just drawing out like minus AB by Q squared plus C divided by 2 equal to 0. So what I do is that I will take to the right hand side C by 2 equal to AB by Q squared, and that will result in Q squared is equal to AB 2AB by C. So Q is equal to square root of 2AB by C. Same. This is what you are telling. That is what I am telling. Touching this and coiling this. But the point which we want to tell you is that how the differentiation is going to hit what we expect normally in finance. So this will give you a lot of confidence, and we will have a sort of an liking towards differentiation because it is helping us to fix what price and what quantity we are going to effect a sale so that the profit is at maximum or cost is at least. Okay, the rest we will take it up in the next class. And this evening class is going to be for geometric progression. Okay, thank you. And this class will be followed by law session for 1.5 hours. And I've just informed Bhavika madam to come to Westmoreland location for a 3 hours of class. Okay, thank you. And we'll be meeting in the evening for special class and for calculus tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.